Well, we're walking through a devotional series this summer called He is the Story, and we're in week 8. And He is the Story is a reminder that just like Jesus revealed to the disciples on the road to Emmaus, all of the Hebrew scriptures, all what we call the Old Testament today, all the stories are fulfilled in Jesus, are all pointing us to Jesus. And so that's what we want to see. We want to see how He is the fulfillment of those things and how it impacts our life. And today we're in 1 Samuel 17. Another favorite Old Testament story of David and the giant Goliath. So let's jump in. So there are two armies. They faced each other across a valley, but they're at a stalemate because nobody will fight. The reason, of course, is a 9-foot tall giant Goliath. Goliath strides out morning and evening. He's hurling insults and daring anyone in Israel to face him, and the whole army, including the king, is frozen with fear. For 40 days, no one moves. And then a little shepherd boy shows up with bread for his brothers and hears all of the giant's taunts and is offended. He's offended on God's behalf. So this little David volunteers, and he refuses the king's armor, picks up 5 smooth stones, and tells the giant how it's going to go down. You come at me with a sword and a spear and a javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. The battle today, the battle is the Lord's. It only took one of those stones, and the giant falls. And here's the part we missed. The soldiers of Israel did nothing to win that battle. They watched their champion fight on their behalf. And when he won, they won. His victory became their victory. And when we read that, we make it about courage, about facing your giants, but actually, that there's more to the story. That was never the whole story. Most days, honestly, you're not David. You're one of the terrified soldiers on the hillside staring at the giant that you cannot beat. And Luke's whole gospel is an announcement that a greater son of David has come to fight in your place. And so listen to how it begins. The angel tells Mary in the very beginning that her son will be given the throne of his father David. That's in Luke 1:32. And then old Zechariah sings that God has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of who? Of his servant David. And then Jesus is born where? In Bethlehem, the town of David. And the angels announce a Savior has been born to you. Now, years later, a blind beggar will cut through a crowd shouting the title, the same title that says it all. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. You see, there is a giant that none of us can defeat. It's sin and it's death and it's the grave itself. And God sent a champion, not in royal armor, but in the flesh of a carpenter, to walk alone onto the field that we could never survive. And he won. And that's worth celebrating. You don't defeat death by trying harder, though you receive a victory that your champion has already won. And so I want to leave you with another question this week. I want to leave you with this. What giant are you trying to defeat in your own strength? And what changes when you remember that the battle has been won on your behalf? So sit with that, and I hope you'll be back here with me next week as we close out the summer series.